Time now for the Morning Rush.
Let's kick things off with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. When it comes to the next big weather maker, it's high pressure, hot, dry, windy conditions, and that's all I got for you, unfortunately. Even this model is not even showing clouds on top of us. The heat here to stay, as even into tomorrow. We'll get a cold front in here, but nothing in the way of showers or storms, so please be very careful if you're going to be outside during those peak heating hours. Crystal?
On to some local news now. We're waiting to hear more from police after a man was found dead in an Albuquerque parking lot. Officers say the body was found outside Title Max Loans on San Mateo near Montgomery. The man's name has not been released at this time. There's also no word on how exactly he died. As soon as we learn more details, we'll pass them on to you right here on KRQE.
A woman could soon face charges of battery and criminal trespassing after police say she broke into a home and bit an Albuquerque man. It happened late Saturday night. A man arrived home and found the woman in his bathroom. When she tried to leave, the man tried to stop her. That's when he says she bit him on the arm. APD says the woman has a mental illness and was taken to her mom's house. They say she will now be summoned to appear in court.
A woman is locked up this morning after deputies say she tried to run over a man she used to date. Bernalillo County Sheriff's deputies say it happened Saturday in Corrales. They say Jessica Balducci and her ex-boyfriend got into a fight over Balducci stealing from his mother. The fight escalated. At one point, the ex-boyfriend told deputies Balducci tried to run him over in the driveway.
Tomorrow, President Trump's Attorney General Jeff Sessions is set to face tough questions before a Senate Intelligence Committee about his role in James Comey's firing. Last week, Comey told senators that Sessions recused himself from ongoing investigations into Russia for reasons that he couldn't discuss in a non-classified setting. New this morning, Democrats are pushing for Sessions' testimony to be public. The panel is set to decide soon.
New news this morning, Chief of Staff Reince Priebus has until July 4th to get that White House in order. That's according to a deadline set by President Trump. CBS reports that a source familiar with the situation says failure to do so could result in his firing. However, the White House has denied the existence of any deadline.
Also this morning, Melania Trump and son Barron are officially moved into the White House. The First Lady tweeted the news Sunday night. The tweet came with a photograph of the Washington Monument as seen from what appeared to be the Red Room. The First Lady and Barron had been living at Trump Tower in New York till he finished the school year. Barron is to attend a private school in Maryland starting this fall.
On to news happening today. Defense attorneys for Bill Cosby will begin their case for the jury. Right now, Cosby's lawyers are remaining silent on whether the 79-year-old actor will testify. Last week, his accuser, Andrea Constant, took the stand, testifying that Cosby drugged, then molested her in 2004. Jurors also heard Cosby's version from a police statement from a 2005 deposition. If no defense witnesses are called today, the trial could move to closing arguments.
Happening today, thousands are expected to gather in Orlando for a vigil at the Pulse nightclub, marking 1 year since the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. Just last year, a man opened fire after declaring his allegiance to ISIS. 49 people lost their lives when the gunman opened fire. 53 others were injured. The shooter's wife is still awaiting trial for aiding and abetting. The Pulse nightclub still remains closed to this day.
In the meantime, here at home, this weekend's Pride Fest remembered those who lost their lives in the Pulse shooting. This year's theme was Solidarity and Pride. The LGBTQ community called for unity in the wake of recent violence. This year's event drew around 40,000 spectators.
On to this story, a man caught on camera breaking into the Valencia County Animal Shelter, still on the run this morning, and authorities in Valencia County are hoping that somebody recognizes him. They say he stole a phone. He has a spider tattoo on his neck as well as tattoos all down his arm. If you know who he is, you're asked to call the Valencia County Sheriff's Office. We could soon learn more about a fire that demolished a shed and a fence. News 13's reported on this Albuquerque home several times. Police say the man who lives there has threatened other neighbors and vandalized their property. In October, the city deemed the home not suitable to live in. But last night, a shed in the home's backyard went up in flames, burning down 2 fences. An investigation into that fire is underway. Kristen?
Today's Metro Threat Index up to an 8. We have strong southwest winds reaching us at about 15 to 25 miles per hour. Humidity less than 10% today, so that will raise the fire concerns here. We have a red flag warning in effect starting at 10 a.m. This continues until 9 p.m. later on tonight. Crystal?
This morning, many Lobo fans are mourning the death of former UNM running back Adrian Byrd. He was killed last Saturday night in Houston. Deputies say a truck was going the wrong way when it collided head-on with Byrd. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Byrd's wife, along with the driver of the other truck, were taken to the hospital. both listed in stable condition.
New this morning, the Public Library of Albuquerque, Bernalillo County, is trying to get more families engaged in reading through workshops and activities. That program is open to kids of all ages, but recently the public library put a focus on getting tweens involved, those between 9 and 12 years of age. During the 8-week program, tweens will see workshops designed specifically for them.
On to new news this morning. Scientists in Dallas report deaf children who've had inner ear implant surgery may attain better speaking and reading skills with less exposure to sign language. Doctors said there appeared to be no advantage to parents' use of sign language in children with the implants.
Also new this morning, researchers are tracking 20 studies on diabetics and found older overweight patients may have a lower risk of premature death than patients at a normal body weight. Researchers in Beijing analyzed 20 studies that include over 250,000 participants with diabetes, finding a significantly reduced risk of all-cause mortality in overweight patients when compared to normal weight patients. Survival benefits were only among older people, not the young.
Time now for a check on your Monday morning commute. Good news is nothing major out there on the interstate. Still pretty sluggish, cooler southbound coming out of Corrales, about 10 miles per hour there, but everything else looks good.
Time now for my favorite story of the morning. It's not always easy to live up to your parents' expectations, even if you're a dog. Gavel was supposed to serve his community as a police dog, but his heart just wasn't in it. He was happier licking strangers than restraining them. So the K9 training program actually kicked him out. He was sent back home to his owner, who happens to be the governor, where he has a new job as the vice regal dog. His deputies do include welcoming guests to the governor's home and the country. How cool
That's
is
a
that?
great job.
Too nice to be police.
Finally this morning, this photo is going viral. President Trump crashed a wedding reception while in New Jersey. The wedding party clapped and cheered when he showed up at his Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster. The newlyweds had no idea that he was going to be there. Bride ran over, hugged him. He later posed for a picture with her. Trump also signed a few hats and gave them to the guests.
I love her wedding dress.
Yeah. My parents invited the president to their wedding.
Did they?
It was, yeah, Ronald Reagan. He just wrote back a letter. That was it. He didn't come. I guess it's a thing, though, so who knows? All right, time for the 5 facts.
We'll start number 5. The Isotopes need your help winning a fun contest. According to Ballpark Digest, Isotopes Park is in the Final 4 for the best AAA ballparks in 2017. We're down to less than 3 days to vote, and at last check, the Isotopes are losing to the Columbus Clippers 53 to 47%. If you'd like to vote, we posted a link on our website, KRQE.com.
On to number 4 now. The Lobos will likely continue searching for more basketball players this morning. This after a 6th player announced his transfer just yesterday. Freshman guard Damian Jefferson came to that decision yesterday. Sophomore guard Jordan Hunter also decided to transfer over the weekend. There are now 4 open spots on the Lobos roster for the upcoming season.
At number 3, hot, dry, and windy today. Temperatures in the 90s. No significant storm chances in that 7-day forecast.
At number 2, a fraud case against the former superintendent of a New Mexico school district is moving forward. The New Mexican reports a Mora County magistrate judge ruled there is probable cause to try Charles Trujillo on felony charges. Prosecutors say Trujillo used fake credentials to get the job as Mora Independent School superintendent. In all, Trujillo is facing nearly 19 charges in 3 cases, possibly looking at more than 100 years in prison and $130,000 in fines.
And finally, this morning, number 1, this morning Republican lawmakers are urging the president to release any recordings he may have of his private conversations with fired FBI Director James Comey. But not only to the Senate Intelligence Committee, who Comey testified in front of, but to the special counsel as well. The House Intelligence Panel has asked the White House to turn over any possible tapes within the next 2 weeks as well. This comes as the president's AG, Jeff Sessions, is set to testify before the Senate about his role in Comey's firing come tomorrow.